Three, two, and one. We are live. What is up, ATG fam? We are back with another episode. Miss you guys. I had to take some time off, going through some stuff. But we're back, baby. The whole month of December, we're going to be rock and rolling. We're on episode 65. Got a very special guest. I'm excited for tonight. But before we start, I want to make some shout outs. I got some new items in the room gifted to me. So I recently got a boxing glove signed by Holly Holmes. Thank you, Neil Altamar, for hooking the boy up. You're the man. You're a legend. And shout out to Holly Holmes as well. Can't wait to have you on episode 66. Just kidding. We'll see though. And I also got some Japan merch on the wall from my brother Luke. He went to Tokyo and he hooked the boy up. So we're building some merch in this room, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not going to waste any further time. This next guest, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. I probably used to know him when I was a little kid, following him around back in the day. But you guys probably know him from one of the more popular bands called The Rhythms. They just released a new single. Can't wait to talk about it. Let's waste no further time than introducing the infamous drummer, Kevin Sanchez. Let's go, baby.
Yo.
Dude, glad to have you at the table,
dude.
man. Yeah, and if you need me to adjust the volume, let me know.
All right.
Hey, man, thanks for joining me at the table.
Dude, thanks for having me at the table.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
We always, like I said, we always have a podcast before the podcast. We had a good time chilling, catching up. But we're here now, man.
Yes, sir.
How have you been?
Been fantastic.
Yeah?
Just been working a lot.
Grinding nonstop, huh?
Dude, nonstop, man. Nonstop farming. And then nonstop playing music also full time. So
That's sick. We were talking about some snowboarding too. You've been on the mountain?
You've been getting it, dude. And ready for a good El Nino season, dude.
Heck yeah, man. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I'm back
in
the last couple days. It's good to see some precipitation on the ground.
Yeah, when you see pink on the weather forecast, you know it's a good
Always
sign,
positive.
man. So I just want to start off. You know, I've known you since I was little. I think our parents used to go to the same church.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're about maybe 5-6 years older than me. I already had James Sanchez on the podcast. He's your cousin.
That's right.
And he is also a musician.
Very talented.
Very talented musician. You guys know Vibe Strong. We talked a lot about them on the last podcast, but this guy's in the same world, you know. Mm-hmm. You guys are cut from the same cloth, and it's just cool to have you on the pod, man.
Oh, dude, stoked. Stoked.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about The Rhythms. I know you guys just released a new single.
Yep, along the way.
Yeah, along the way. I saw that it just got over like 10,000 views on Spotify or something, like within like a short period of time.
Yeah, within the first 2 weeks, we got 10,000 plus plays in the first 2 weeks. So, you know, that's a pretty positive thing. YouTube, the videos have been killing it. Go check it out if you guys haven't seen it yet.
You guys got to check it out. That song, honestly...
Can we bring up a link below?
Hey, can we do a shout out to the girl on the music video too? I don't want to share too much, but she's very beautiful and...
Oh, Ava. Yes. Thank you, Ava. You're our godsend. Thank you for...
Ava. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to The Rhythms.
Yeah, she's a pretty talented actress.
She's an actress?
Yeah, she does some stuff... with different movies and stuff.
Heck yeah.
I couldn't tell you the titles exactly. I'm sorry, Eva, but yeah. I know that she works hard and we're happy to have her as a friend. She's always supported us.
Heck yeah, man. I've been following your music career. I know, you know, I've always loved going to concerts since I was younger, outside of high school and stuff. And, you know, back in the day, I remember you started with the band called Mondo Vibrations, right?
Exactly. Yes,
so was that your first like legit band? You guys kind of took it serious? Or were you always kind of just like playing all over the place? And then...
I was kind of like, so I've always been in the whole music thing since I was a young kid, probably 6-7 years old. I started hanging out with my older brother, hanging out with the older kids, you know.
Yeah.
I was hanging out. Well, I mean, I started skateboarding and snowboarding at a young age.
You're
which
telling me,
kind of
man.
projected me into a certain type of music, a certain type of lifestyle. So naturally, I was like, "Yo, what are these guys doing?" My neighbors, they played music. The band Stoic Frame, infamous band out of Albuquerque.
Those guys were your neighbors at the time? We were growing up?
So down in Belen, they rented
Shout
the
out to
house.
B-Town.
Yeah, B-Town. They rented the house next door to us. So I used to just go watch these guys practice every day. And if my dad wouldn't let me go inside for whatever, activities they were doing inside that day, I would just sit outside the wall of their house, and I could like lean up against the wall and I could feel the vibration of their music and just hear them jamming,
Damn.
So I would do that, I would just sneak in there.
When you could just pop
so
up and say what's up.
That whole live music vibe just got like ingrained pretty early. But as far as playing in bands and stuff like that in high school, I want to say like 9th, 10th grade, me and James kind of started jamming.
So you started in the scene with James?
Yeah, so...
Or started getting...
Yeah, we just we had been playing music, right? And, so we're just like, okay, where are we going to take this? We didn't really know what we were doing. We were just making noise. I had a guitar. He was playing drums. So I originally a guitar player. And then that kind of transferred into, we just started playing parties, we make up our own shows.
Yeah.
And then...
Dude, I remember all the Mondo Vibrations music videos, warehouse parties. Yeah. You were like, hey...
that was our house, actually. We lived there.
Was that your guys' house?
It was just down the street from here.
That was a sick house.
Second and Manila.
Heck yeah.
We lived above a washer and dryer.
What was that music video?
Warehouse.
Slow Moving?
Oh yeah, Slow Moving.
Slow Moving? That was a wild sick music video.
We had a mustache party and a music video party. We shot that whole video in one continuous shot, which was pretty cool. It took a couple runs, but it was fun, man.
All right, everyone, take a shot. We're gonna do a
for making that happen. That was his vision. Like he was like, okay, guys, we're gonna do it like this, and you're gonna, he directed the whole thing. And we're just like, whatever, dude. We just want to play music and party. And we invited all our friends who were coming over every weekend. Anyway.
Yeah,
we would come home, and there would be literally a line of people outside of our house, just
waiting to. They knew you guys were already gonna have to get together.
This is the parties here every weekend, So I would come home from work whatever, 6:30 or something. There's like a line of people just waiting to party, and I'm like, all right, open the door. They come in, and it was just like nonstop till yeah, it's crazy.
Sick, man. Well, that's cool that you guys got to capitalize on it and make a sick music video.
So yeah, in high school I started playing music with Jacob Chavis, Jacob Wallace, James Main, Jordan Detler. These are all Belen guys, and Jacob Chavis, who's still currently playing, he plays a silver string band, and he does his own thing too, which is a little bit more bluegrass thing. But we kind of grew up on the punk rock tip together, and we kind of did that in high school. We played a little bit of punk rock, a little bit of hardcore. We're in a lot of, we're finding ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I started playing live music out at venues in Albuquerque and stuff like that around age 15, 16.
Damn.
And then...
So you guys branched out quick.
Yeah, with that, and then the genre changed.
That's
then I
super young to be playing gigs, dude. That's like...
It was always a dream,
Would you call your mom hey, the gig's over, come get me?
Pretty much.
Or just have a homie drop you off.
It was more don't tell my mom where I'm going, because she would never let me play at these places, And
I'm staying at my cousin's house.
Hey mom, we're gonna go play at music at the church. Something.
So James said he was staying at your house, and you said you're staying at James' house.
Well, the funny thing was at that age, James. Mom would never let him play with me because she knew that we weren't gonna be playing.
Yeah, she already got the vibe.
Christian music or anything like that. She was she's like, James, you can.
Hey, but shout out to the Christian bands.
Yeah, yes, no.
But when you're younger, you're just
we're well, we want to do our own thing. We're not trying to spread some evil or some hate or whatever, but
Heck
and it was just our parents were kind of you can play, you can do this, but we want you to do it here.
Yeah.
We want to play this kind of music. So he wasn't allowed to play music with me, honestly, until we were
out of high school or whatever.
Way out of high school. Honestly,
He's
so Mondo Vibrations started, me and Kenny moved out to...
Is Jacob Wallace the singer?
Jacob Wallace was
Jacob Wallace is the bass player.
Yeah.
He used to live with Richie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, I remember. I'm trying to remember names.
Man. Jacob Wallace, shout out to Jacob Wallace, man.
Yeah.
That guy can play guitar and bass, and
That guy was rocking a stash before it was cool, bro.
Oh,
that
man,
homie.
we were... Since he was, like, 14 years old, this guy's had chops and a beard and, like, you know what I mean? He wasn't very tall, but this...
Yeah. I remember always telling him, I'm like, yo, bro, are you hanging out with James still? Like, because I met you guys separate, or I met him and you guys separately. And he would always update me on the gigs and stuff, so...
So, yeah, we kind of did that. We played that band... honestly, from high school up until probably the first couple of years out of high school.
Yeah.
And then we kind of... That band was called When May Ends because we were supposed to break up in May of, like, our senior year of high school. You know, that was the plan, right?
Yeah.
So When May Ends as we ended. But we kept going for a couple more years. And then eventually, me and Kenny Cernius, a singer of Mondo Vibrations, we were skating a whole bunch, you know. We decided to move to Portland, Oregon to go out there just to skate, snowboard.
Damn. So he shredded
stuff like
too?
that. Yeah, so we went out there. I bought a drum set because he was better at guitar.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yo, let's start a punk band. And we're like, okay, cool. So we started doing that. And then we,
let's go, baby.
started getting a little bit too stoned. And then that kind of punk band turned into a little bit more reggae band type vibe. So we came back to New Mexico, started just jamming. You know, we weren't doing anything. We're just having fun. And then James finally is old enough to play with us by this time. His mom isn't directing him.
Yo, shout out to Jimmy James.
Yeah.
Dude, when I first heard everyone calling him Jimmy, I'm like, who the hell is Jimmy, bro?
You know what's funny is, like, when we're little kids too, like his mom's side of the family, his cousins on that side call him Jimmy.
So he would
everybody
always
on our side of the family
call him James.
And
that's
so I'd
crazy.
be like, what these guys calling him Jimmy? I was like, he ain't Jimmy, this is James. And now I call him Jimmy all the time. But
yeah, I go back and forth.
James, I call him Jimmy Z. I call him.
If I see him super lit, I'll call him Jimmy.
Yeah.
But formal James. Just kidding.
But you know.
So when you came back from Portland, that's when you hit the homie up and you guys were like started talking seriously about getting it.
Well, we weren't really talking serious about it. We were just trying to have a good
jamming.
time. We're serious about having a good time, you know. And then that kind of just snowballed. You know, Jacob Wallace just joined Mondo Vibrations, who I was previously playing with. You know, the punk bands and the hardcore bands and stuff like that. So we just transferred that over and snowballed one day. The band Crazy Fool, who's legendary in Albuquerque as far as I'm concerned, one of the best reggae rock steady bands to ever do it here. They hit us up. I'm friends with the singer of that band, Ben. He was like, hey, we're playing a show at Burt's. You guys, I heard you're playing music of a similar kind, you know, and do you guys want to open up for us? And I'm like...
So it just started with a phone call?
So I was like, dude, yeah, let's... I would be honored.
Dude,
and then, so, like, ever since that first show... Mondo Vibrations just snowballed, and I mean, like, I still trip out. Like, I don't even know how to play the drums. I still don't even know how to play the drums, dude. I can play the drums, but I don't know how.
I respect that.
And so, like, it's crazy, you know, just to think we went from that, and since then we've opened for Slightly Stupid as Mondo Vibrations.
I saw that.
You know what I mean? We've done all kinds of cool stuff. Toured Colorado. We've done, I don't know, just...
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Played crazy cool places. We played a Spirit Room in Arizona where that Maynard Keen owns from. It's just crazy stuff.
Well, dude, like, and at the time, I mean, you guys, like, no musicians really blowing up even from, like, the town we lived in, you know what I mean? So once we heard that locals that we knew were playing gigs and stuff like that, like, you know, we all show out to support, you know what I mean? Right. And then from there, everyone in Albuquerque's probably like, what the hell? You know, like, this band's got all this hype.
Yeah,
and then it just takes off from there. It kind of spreads.
It trips me out because, like, in some of the top performers in Albuquerque, as far as I'm concerned, they're from Valencia County.
That's true.
Ricardo Sanchez, amazing drummer. He used to play with Rudy Boy, who's also from Valencia County, Las Lunas. He's an amazing blues guitar player.
Ricky G,
he's a great singer. Which is crazy because I didn't even know Rick played music. I've known Rick since I was like 8 years old, and then it wasn't until we were living in that party house I was telling you about. He showed up one day, and then he just started freestyling over some music we're playing. I was like, damn, Rick, I didn't know you did this stuff. I'm like, hey, let's mash it up, dude. So, like, I brought him into the scene, and I was like, hey, this is my homie Rick. You guys should check him out. He's doing some cool shit. But yeah, I mean, most of the Reviva crew, a lot of those dudes, Buddha.
Yeah,
Reagan,
Buddha was telling me he grew up in
the
Belen.
Stoic Frame Band, like those guys did, what everybody wants to do. They went to LA. They lived in Long Beach. They played the Whiskey on the weekends. They were playing the Rainbow Room. They're playing the Viper Room. You know what I mean?
Tim told me about that. The Whiskey.
Like
he liked playing there.
Yeah, and those guys were, getting respectable names in the crowd of bands that we aspired to be like.
That's cool, man. I mean, I think it's safe to say you guys kind of started a ripple effect that just kind of got everyone feeling the confidence around you to just join the crew. You know what I mean, or join the movement.
For me, it was Stoic Frames gave me the confidence, and those dudes, they instilled it in me early, like as just a kid. They're like, hey, want to play our guitar? Want to play these drums? Like, let's go skate.
Just kind of let you tag along.
Snowboard, and like showed me basically like this is connected to this, and you can draw inspiration here and here. If you hit a wall over here, go back and do this. And then
that's cool.
They just showed me a way of life that I was just like, as far as I was concerned at that age, like this is just how you live. I didn't know people like tried to do that stuff. Like, I just thought you just do it. Like, this is how we are.
And I've said it on the podcast before because I've coached like younger guys and stuff like that, but like just spending that extra time to teach someone below you, whether it's in age or in life or whatever, and just take the time and show them and like bring them into that world. You don't know what that's going to trigger down the road. You know what I mean? So like
with the open mind of that person might be better than you.
Yeah.
Even though they might just be learning and you're teaching them.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, that guy could be teaching you in a year.
Yeah, that is true, man.
For instance, my nephew, like, I taught him how to skateboard. I taught him how to drop in. Right now, that kid can...
Is he shredding?
He rips, dude. He's way better than I've ever been on a skateboard.
What's his name?
His name's Ethan.
Ethan? Shout out to Ethan. Is he still
Sick
skateboarding?
Old Ethan. Follow him on Instagram.
Go follow him on IG, bro. Might be the next guest. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, he's good. He's a super humble kid. He just graduated high school last year.
Heck yeah.
And
I remember... So I remember it was kind of similar to you. Like, it was like everyone wanted to play music a little bit when we were in high school. Like, I was good friends with Mylan, Paul Martinez, Nick, and Tim, who was with the Gershon Bros. And I think
Paul owes me money.
There you go. And hey, Nick, you better pay up, dude. You're over here flexing all your $100 bills last time you're on the pod, bro. Just kidding.
I haven't forgot, dude.
No, but I remember, and I'm sure that, because we were below you guys, so I'm sure that they were probably like, dude, we should start a band, and they were practicing in their garage, and I was never a musician. I always wanted to play the drums, but I never had someone actually teach me. I was always just like...
Dude, that's where I'm at, currently, still.
Yeah, yeah, right.
No, but still hasn't
all right,
taught
man.
me anything.
Okay, I'm a drummer then, too.
Yes.
You guys heard it here first.
You are, dude. Hey, your heart beats...
Yep.
That's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom.
No, but I just remember I was like part of their crew, but I would get off wrestling practice and I would just show up to their band practice, and they were like trying to. And I remember that was when I kind of first started hearing about you guys, because you guys must have just started Mondo Vibes and stuff like that. And then now years down the road, you guys, how did you become like part of the Rhythms? Like, where did that come into fruition?
So basically. Chris Cruz of the Rhythms, he's the original drummer.
Okay.
He has... Oh, man. Why am I drawing a blank on what it is that is affecting his wrist right now?
Carpal tunnel.
It's not carpal tunnel. It's a tendon. It's a tendon issue.
Tendons.
Anyways.
Stem tendons.
Sorry, Chris. I'm totally butchering this right now.
Chris.
But he was having some trouble. They were about to go on tour, and they asked me if I would sit in on this tour, and I was like...
So they were already the Rhythms at the time?
Exactly. They had already been playing, I think, for about 4 or 5 years at that point, as their current band and setup. And then they asked me to sit in on this tour. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to, and help you out. And then basically we hit the road.
To make sure we're good.
We did that thing, and then kind of... just been the drummer ever since. They're just like, Chris is like, hey, this is going to be kind of a long-term thing for me. Would you mind sitting in for me? And I was like, dude, I'd be honored to do this. Thank you. And and he's still part of the band. He plays percussion.
That's cool.
He has a huge hand in management and stuff like that. So.
That's sick. So you guys so did you just kind of mesh with the group right away? Like how was that like friendship wise?
Friendship
Because
wise,
I feel like you have to have that connection to keep something going.
Yeah, you do.
You can't have like some guy who's like, I'm better than you, or just
no, definitely not.
Like a band is a group project.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's super challenging.
Yeah, to me, a band is sacred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's brotherhood. It's like I care about it. I think a little bit more maybe than some people might.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, but to me, it's just like. I live it. This is me. This is like if I'm about something, I'm all the way in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So finding those dudes was cool because they're kind of a little bit different than my Mondo boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was fun to like see a different personality, different perspective.
For sure.
They were, they had dealing with certain things that. I think I had already gone through, so it's kind of fun to like see how they handled it, you know what I mean, and this and that, and my opinions, and of course nobody listens to me. Just kidding, but
Hey,
no,
shut up and play. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but it was cool mashing up those guys. Like
that's cool.
We blended like almost immediately. We have very similar personalities.
Yeah, well, you guys have, you guys have been around for a while, but like over the past few years, you guys are skyrocketing, man. And I've been seeing, even a couple years ago, I remember you guys were playing gigs, you guys were playing festivals and stuff. You guys have been in Cali, Colorado, stuff like that. And it was just like, I've been following you guys from afar, and I've just been like, looking up to that,
Yeah.
I love the rhythms. Of course, anyone local that I know personally, I always put first, as far as New Mexico music goes. But I feel like you guys are really finding that niche right now. And you guys are growing in the ways that, maybe you might not have been a couple years ago. As far, even if it's just connections or music videos or even taking off on Spotify, it's like, it's awesome to see.
We got to give a huge shout out to Idle Vibes, One Love, the dudes in Cali who just like really kind of, brought us out there, and that very first tour, ever since then, it's just been, a positive thing. We've met amazing people out in Cali and they've just projected us to another level.
That's what's up.
What's been cool, everybody's just been really good friends.
Yeah. It's hard to branch out from New Mexico, man. I mean, it's hard to, New Mexico is very niche, we support our own. We're always all about that. But to branch out, it's hard to get exposure, you know what I mean? Exactly. So it once you kind of break through that wall, it skyrockets.
Yeah. It's just, and you don't really know you're in the scene. It's not like you get like a letter in the mail or someone says, hey, welcome, you finally made it. Like,
hey, you gone viral.
It's like, okay, you met the right guy now, so we're going to pay attention.
You were on ATG podcast, like, you guys are going to take off now. No,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
But like, yeah, it was just crazy. Like, we're like, okay, I guess, like, are we part of this?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw a meme that went up and it was like, build your favorite, like, reggae lineup, you know what I mean? And it was like this band for $1, this band for $2, and whatever. And like we were on the list, like, cause like Rhythms was like we were one of like the $1 bands.
That's sick,
or whatever,
dude.
you know what I mean? But I was like, what? We're on this list that somebody I don't even know who made this meme at all. Like they're in California somewhere or something.
Let's go, baby.
I'm like, hey, our name's up there, dude. That's crazy, and just. I mean, huge shout out to Dad's Elixir too. Those guys have really helped put us on the map.
Is that a band or is that?
Dad's Elixir is a cannabis drink mixer.
Okay. Shout out to Dad's Elixir.
Yeah, huge. I mean, they're my favorites. I'm wearing their shirt underneath this right now. But
he's all there too.
Tattooed right here. We met Dad at one of our shows in San Diego, and he just comes up. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dad. I'm your dad." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Son,
us guys from B-Town are like, what's up, dog?
Where you been?" I was like, "What are you talking about? Your son, dude, I'm gonna get hit." And this guy, Dustin, he's one of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever met, dude. Him and his wife are they're amazing. Dad and mom. Shout out to you guys.
Oh, Dad and mom.
But basically, he was like, yeah, all the bands, when they come through town, they stay with us. And we're just like, all right. And it's like, we need a place to stay.
Yeah.
We're on the road. So it's like, hey, this guy's like...
I call Top Bunk.
This guy's saying he's our dad, but he invites us to stay at his house. It's kind of creepy, right? We're like, let's do it.
Two
anyway,
red flags. I'm in.
He's got dabs though, so we're gonna go take dabs at dad's. And it was like, and sure enough, Dad knows everybody, and like, you know what I mean. So we've met tons of people through him. Indica Roots, Skylar Lutz. I mean,
that's cool, man. It's so crazy how it literally is like a giant spider web, you know. But like, if you don't have an open mind, like you said, like you guys could have been rubbed off the wrong way and been like, nah, screw that guy calling us son, you know, we're never gonna talk to that guy again.
Exactly.
You know, but if you just have an open mind and just kind of accept people for who they are,
yeah,
you know, there's more to it.
Well,
you know,
and
I've had interactions like that a lot, you know.
Yeah, when you're on the road too, you're just like,
maybe that's just how this guy is, you know.
Let's just be open to whoever and whatever. And he was a loving guy. Yeah. Even though he was like, I'm your dad.
That is kind of a bold approach to go up to people and be like, hey, you're my son.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Thanks. But you know
Were the dabs good or no?
Dude, the dabs are amazing. And they still are. He still takes care of us. But yeah, no, he's a cool dude, and it's just cool just to network with all these guys. Yeah, man. You know, from that, it's projected us to where we are today.
Heck yeah!
Through just knowing, you know, all these different people, we've got to meet this guy, and this guy knows this guy, and he's like, oh, you should come over here, and that's
a ripple effect.
So yeah, we've ended up. That took us to Long Beach, where we ended up meeting.
How were you guys?
Somebody who wanted to take us over to 17th Street. Whereas where we just recorded the new single.
Damn. That's where you guys recorded it? Mm-hmm. Yo, I'm on 16th, Street. So 17th right down the road.
17th
I know what's up.
Street, man. Lou Dog, he's recorded Sublime.
Heck yeah, dude. I remember they were talking about... who was I talking to recently about that? What's your lead singer's name?
Miles.
I think Miles was telling me about that because he brought up Lou Dog, and he was, you know, I was like, Lou Dog, like, you know, obviously anyone who listens to Sublime, you've heard of Lou Dog, and it's cool to see that, like, you know, into fruition and see where that's came.
Yeah, so that was wild, man. Like, we ended up we played a show, we ended up at a party, and they're like, we're going to the studio, and we're like, no fucking way. All right.
Are there dabs?
So like, yeah, are there dabs? And they're like, yeah, dude, there's dabs.
All right, we're in.
There's a lot of other things too. I didn't even know it snowed that much in LA. I didn't know the weather got that cold.
Hey, how come all these tables are? I can see my reflection in. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but on a real note, dude, it was cool to just show up, meet the dudes, and he's like, hey, you know, Miles is the bold one in the band, and he's like, we want to be here, we want to make music with you. And he's like, of course, you know, I'm here every day, I've been here every day for the last 30 whatever years or some shit. And then he's like, you guys just let me know. So we ended up getting in the studio with him. We recorded this last single that just came out. We have a few other things that we recorded in the same time that are on the back burner right now. We're just kind of waiting, keeping. I
feel like that's a thing, you know, to be sitting on some singles.
Dude, it's so hard because we have this music and we're just like, oh, I want to release this. But
dude, Buddha was literally telling me the same thing. He's like, dude, we've been sitting on 2 singles all summer, and I'm like, you know, as a fan, I'm like, dude, put them both out tonight. And he's like, in the right timing, you know what I mean?
And that's the problem, like, especially with today, the way things are, you're on your phone, you're just a scroll for a couple seconds if you're lucky.
You have to time it right, and you have to market everything right. You have to get the biggest biggest bang for your buck. I've kind of experienced something similar, like with the podcast. You know what I mean? Because I've had people, they're like, well, why aren't you putting it out every Monday? You need to do it every week. You need to get, and I'm like, dude, like, if I put an episode out every single week, no one's gonna want to pay attention to me for every single week for an hour. You know what I mean? I want to release one, you know, every other week tops. I want to put out clips, highlights. I want to, like, bring as much attention. Because, dude, like you said, someone could just pass by 2 of your songs within 2 scrolls if you release them both at the same time. So, like, if you're doing it that way, that's not the way that our world's minds work. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I kind of get it now. You know what I mean? Especially being... You know, I mean, I'm only on YouTube just because I like video aspect of it. I mean, we'll get it. I promised my fans on episode 100 we'll, you know, be on Spotify, you know, audio only. But I wanted people to see video and of my interaction with my guests, because I watch a lot of podcasts, and most of the podcasts I watch, I'm watching them.
Dude, I do the same
because
thing
half of the conversation is body language.
Right.
You know, you see what someone says, and then they might do something. You know what I mean? And you're like,
you can see like they're hyped. They're just like, yeah, or their
Yeah.
movement of arms or
you
whatever.
know what I mean? They're like, what? I didn't know Against the Grain they wore these crazy white glasses. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
I just feel I like to hit every single aspect of what people intake. And so I get it, dude. I get how, you know, you guys will be sitting on a song for a while and be like...
And we even do that with shows. Like, for instance, right now, we're not going to play all winter. We're waiting until the spring. We're
Shred season.
We're literally just building up that arsenal of songs in the back, you know? We're just kind of working on content right now.
Dude, summer's...
And the thing was with winter shows is most people... They don't really like to go out in the cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy, though, is like all winter I listen to... So I go through phases of genres, like, throughout the year. And all winter I listen to reggae and rap. Snowboarding. I don't know why. Those are my favorite songs.
Anyways.
So on the mountain, reggae and rap, I go all in. And then for whatever reason, when it gets warm, I start listening to Rob Zombie again. And it gets crazy. But dude, reggae doesn't, because it's the perfect tempo of just, you know, you're carving lines, you know, you're throwing up dust. You don't want to get too like techno-y.
Right.
And, you know, you put on a rhythm song and you're just like vibing out, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I guess everyone's different. Some people probably like reggae more with the sun, but.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I love every genre so much, or most of the genres so much. It's like, my playlist is crazy. It's all over the place, man. I mean, it would be like a crazy Black Flag song, and then from there it'll go into like Etta James or like, you know what I mean? Some old something from like the 40s. I don't even know. You know what I mean? Some like
something totally random.
Yeah, and I'm like, it kind of throws off my vibe sometimes too. I'm like, wait,
do you have
not ready for this?
Do you have Spotify or no?
Yes, I use Spotify.
So I'll hear a song that I like. I mean, I'm sure everyone does this, but like you'll hear a song that you really like, and you're like, I'm gonna go to the radio, and then you just go to the radio for a whole day, and then all of a sudden you're going to that artist's radio, and it just like spirals out.
So the way it works for me is like I'll add that song to a playlist, and then I have these like songs in a playlist, and then I'll just kind of go to the radio randomly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, you know, this is dope. I really like this song. I kind of want to just feel this vibe today.
Yeah.
And then I'll just,
that's smart.
end up on their radio station.
That's spoken from a musician right there. Your mind's all over the place.
Dude,
no, but it's
crazy.
cool because you really can draw inspiration from other genres, even though that's not what you play. Because if you're only listening to reggae, this is our genre, you're not going to be able to add a little bit of flavor that's different from another genre. You know what I mean?
That's right.
There might be some screamo song you heard where you're like, they hit this little, you know, they hit this 2-clap drum beat that actually sounded sick.
Yeah.
Let me give it a try on this song.
What's funny is something that's very similar pocket music, I think, to reggae music is country.
Okay.
Like I play a lot with Alan Jackson music. Like I practice.
Hold on, stop.
I practice
Time out.
along with Alan Jackson.
Everyone knows Alan Jackson is my number one country music artist of all time, dude. I told everyone, I was like, I never went past early 2000 country music. I don't know why. I think that's the best ever.
Dude, it's because it sucked after that. That's why.
I got some pond water.
Yeah. But
Alan Jackson, like you said, there's that tempo that he hits. Mm-hmm. And even with those string guitars, it's a perfect tempo of what you want.
It's just a nice pocket. Like,
yeah.
It just has a nice pocket of music where you're, I don't know, two-stepping or however you want to dance or whatever. But like, I don't know. I guess maybe as a drummer, I see it more than other people do because...
Yeah, I think you have to have a certain ear because I can see where you're coming from. It does kind of have the same tempo sometimes.
Or if you even listen to some older roots reggae music, like you'll hear the guitar and like you hear like the intros is like...
you'll hear like an actual good solo. Like I hate how pop country has gone to the same exact audio drum beat and then they just add the same lyrics. Right. Or add different lyrics to the same exact tempo to every song. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you don't hear songs where like, way down yonder on the Tambucci, never. Like, you don't hear that no more. It's always like, I got my cup, and she said, what's up?
Yeah.
And she stole my heart.
They're
and
making
it's like
sing-alongs, and there's no passion. There's no like.
I think they're expecting the audience to be dumber than they really are. Like they're not trusting the audience to trust like a different sound or a different tempo. They think we only care about the lyrics. Like if we just say that we love this girl and whatever.
And they do that, dude. And what sucks is that it works.
Yeah. Because you got all these.
There's like a lot of people who don't want to think, and they don't. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like.
I guess there's just different people.
It makes it. They're dumbing it down to people who just don't have like. I don't even know.
I just feel like you got to use all five senses
like,
when you hear a song. If you're only listening to like, oh, you know, I only care about the words, then like that's not music. Go read poetry. Or if they're like, oh, I only care about the beat, then just go to a techno concert. But like people who like truly intake music, there's got to be a perfect balance of both. You know what I mean? There's got to be something you've never heard before in the beat, and then also there's got to be a lyric that strikes a nerve, and it makes you kind of tick a certain way.
And where that comes from is somebody's like true self. When you hear music that comes from somebody's like true self, how they really feel, how they want to present it. They don't really care if they're not making music for you. Or
right. And you could tell. You could tell.
And that's when people really can resonate with that. Because you can tell. You can tell fake from.
Have you ever heard of or do you know who Rick Rubin is?
Oh yeah, of course.
So Rick Rubin, he's one of my favorite. You know, I look up to a lot, not only for inspiration but for music and everything. And I just feel like Rick Rubin is the reason why some of the greatest albums are the way they are. And it's because of that mindset. You're not making the music for the audience. You're making it for something that strikes a nerve for you and makes you personally feel a certain way.
Exactly.
And then you got to trust that the audience is going to, you know, it's going to ripple out. But if it's not coming from the heart, it's not going to be successful. Yeah, you're going to strike, you know, the pop to top 10, whatever.
There's plenty
but that song is going to be long and forgotten. You look at Red Hot Chili Peppers' #1 albums that Rick Rubin helped produce. It was all because of their darkest moments, something that they were going through in their life. You look at the Beastie Boys, you look at Jay-Z, it was all because came from their heart.
Yep.
And Rick Rubin doesn't play an instrument. He doesn't even, you know how to play the drums, but he can speak music. Exactly. And I feel like that's so key, and I feel like I could relate to, because I can't play music, but I can speak his love language. You know what I mean?
Same with like Lee Scratch Perry, for instance, produced a lot of Bob Marley's music. That guy can't play music at all, but he knows when it sounds right.
Right.
You know, he can't.
Or he knows guitar, like, did you really feel that? Or hey, like,
you know what I mean? He just knows how to like, that's the spot.
Right.
Yeah. Now we're making it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just.
You know what your story kind of reminds me of a little bit? Like how you got started is, have you ever heard, I mean, obviously, I don't know, maybe you haven't, but Gwen Stefani?
Sure, yeah, of course.
So
Gwen's #1 crush, probably.
Same. So Gwen Stefani, she was next door neighbors to the Red Hot Chili Peppers when she was growing up as a kid, you know? And I don't know if you know this or not, but she heard them practicing all growing up, like through the same age that you were probably when you were hearing the other band. And so she got that punk rock vibe, and it turned into, you know, because she wasn't just Gwen Stefani. It started off as No Doubt, and then she branched out. But like if you listen to No Doubt songs, you know, like Gwen Stefani brought that punk rock to pop. You know what I mean? Like she was known as wearing like checkered outfits or.
Oh yeah, she's a punk at heart. I mean, this girl, she'll bust out with some Bad Brains lyrics and this
exactly.
And that. Like, she's no joke.
And that's the thing is like she took that inspiration and knew that was what inspired her, and she kind of just made it her own. And people don't realize that is like, you know, you look at the Red Hots and how big they are and how weird they are, but like Gwen Stefani, No Doubt, it's kind of off that same cloth, you know.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Anytime you can any artist can present themselves as themselves and keep it that way and like really hone it in, it's also mixed with some talent, you know, of course. They're kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're attracted to that, you know, if you got that vibe, like you walk into a room, or somebody like that walks into the room, maybe not necessarily self, but you notice like the vibe change in the room, like instantly. You're just like, whoa, it's like,
well, when someone exactly,
like,
dude,
the little kids want to hang out with.
Well, when someone owns who they are, you know, whether it be in music or even just in general, like I'm sure, like when you met your wife, like she probably owned who she was, and you were like,
Oh, totally.
taken back. You know what I mean? Like,
That
this
was,
girl
like,
knows who she is, and that like
number
makes
one
me.
inspiration for falling in love, right
That's
there.
it. You know.
That was like,
And you know, I mean, I'm so. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But I'm just gonna say, like, whenever someone owns who they are, you can just tell. And you know,
Right.
and I mean, that's part of the reason why we chose the name of the podcast, Against the Grain, because when everyone's going one way, we're gonna go the other way, and people are
right.
gonna ask, why are they going that way? Everyone's going this way. You know what I mean? Why
Yeah.
are those guys doing the opposite? You know,
it's funner.
and it just raised. It's funner. No, but I don't know. So me personally, like, I've always handpicked like the things that I do in life, and there's a reason behind everything that I do. And some of the people that I look up to the most are the people who always went against the grain. I mean, starting with Jesus, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus went against the grain.
For
like,
sure.
Jesus came, broke down all the walls, did everything opposite of what everyone thought was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so, like, that ripple effect down all the way to music and all these musicians that I like. Even Kanye West. Kanye West is supposed to come out with an album tonight, but it's not going to come out till January 1st. Everyone's like, Kanye did this. He's anti-Semitic. He did this. He's against all the Jews, whatever. You know what Kanye did? He played into it even more, and he like chose his album to be like some Jewish looking logo, whatever. Like, he just doubles down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you take all these people who are gonna say what they want about you, and you just double down and say, okay, you know, I'm gonna play into that, and then I'm still gonna do what I gotta do.
Exactly, and that's how you should live your life. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like people are gonna think what they're gonna think no matter what. So you might as well just do you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta
And
stop
just-
apologizing so much.
Exactly, dude. And that's kind of like where you end up, or things end up the way they are. You know what I mean? Is because people don't stand up for what they believe. Like,
Yeah.
or just hone to like how they really feel. You know, you gotta just
Go
stand
against the
up,
grain, dude.
Go against the
You
grain.
gotta
Stand
go
up for
in-
yourself.
it's as
Stand up
simple
for
as
what
that.
you think. You know,
Yeah.
live your beliefs, dude.
And
Who
it's
cares what
hard
people
because
think?
we
people
li-
are still gonna be your friends no matter what. I think that's the thing is people are scared to like, oh, if I do this, this guy's not gonna think I'm cool or this or that. I'm like, dude, quite the opposite. If you really stick to it, and like, people are gonna be like, wow,
Yeah.
I want to be like this guy, and they might treat you a little different, or it might seem like they might not like you, but it's probably because they want to be like you.
Yeah.
They
Dude.
want to have that confidence to do what you do.
Dude,
and
there's
not,
truth
and not
in that.
care.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's not that you don't care, or at least for me, it's I care so much that I'm not gonna back down and let somebody tell me how to live a certain way or make me feel like I should do something that I don't normally wouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't compromise. You know, a lot of people right now, I mean,
You can learn,
it's
but you
even
can't
harder
compromise.
said than done because we grew up before internet and now we live in internet, but there's some kids right now listening to this pod that have only grown up in internet.
Sure.
So all that matters to you is how many views, how many likes you get. I said this thing that I don't really believe in, but it got the most likes. So should I stay riding that wave? Guys, I'm telling you right now, maybe that wave will work for a little bit, but unless you stay true to yourself, you're never going to get true satisfaction in life. I'm serious. Like, there's been so many people that I've known that have just given into the hype, given into all this, and then they forget who they are, and then they're miserable. Why would you want to gain all this fame and success being someone who you're not truly are, rather than just staying who you truly are and just, who knows? You could even skyrocket even farther. You would never know because you've never been yourself.
Exactly. You got to be you. There's only one of you, and only you can be it.
Hey, who listens to David Goggins on the podcast? You got to carry the boats.
You know, I don't listen to him on the podcast, but I do come across his Instagram every once in a while. There's always
He's funny,
some
bro.
crazy
He's so funny.
running. You know what? I've been running for fucking
15 miles.
like 4 years now
Yeah.
straight, and it's like Forrest Gump over there. He's like, and I'm like, yo, dude, this guy's he's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I've been watching his stuff a
That's
lot.
what he does, and
That's what he does.
That's what he does. You
Yeah.
know? And I like that.
It's so cool though because David Goggins actually used to be like 400 pounds.
Yeah, that's what
like he wasn't
heard
ever
that,
like
right?
a grown, like he was like a super over obese guy.
Yeah.
And just decided to change the trajectory of
See,
his
and that's
life.
cool, and I respect that. Like somebody who made that transformation, put in the hard work. Like, I don't care if this guy's running around with his shirt off all day. He works so hard for that. Like, good on him.
That's
like,
true.
I would too.
Yeah. And that just goes to show, like, you guys could be 30 years old listening to this podcast and you always wanted to play the drums.
Or 36.
Oh, damn. We're getting up there. You could be 40 years old. I'm going to take it higher. And just, it's never too late to not be who you want to be. Of course, there's always an action and a reaction to what you do in life. But, if you're at a point where you're super unhappy in life and you just want to do what you want to do and you're like, I've always wanted to do this, just try and do it. Of course, we all have our responsibilities of going to work. If you have kids, obviously that comes first. But there's always a pocket in your life to find, like, to pursue your hobbies.
Yeah.
Like
just
this
do it.
podcasting. I always wanted to do podcasting even since I was like a senior in high school. I remember recording podcasts on my MacBook and never releasing them. And I was just like, dude, like that would be sick if we could put that all on the internet, Like we just had a great time. And like that happened for like 5 years. And, finally, obviously I watched enough podcasts and I just said, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger. And, there's nothing more rewarding in life than to put yourself out there for who you truly are, and then people actually accept you for who you truly are. You know what I mean? You don't want to make it and be someone who you're not truly are. Kevin.
Exactly, because then you're just always gotta.
Hey, if you still want to be a guitar player, you can go for it.
Dude, hey, I've been trying, man. I still mess around with the guitar a lot. Buddha opened my eyes.
Shout out to Buddha, dude, number one Albuquerque DJ of the year.
Dude, Buddha's the man. He was my swim coach when I was a little kid. He played in the band Stoke Frame, who got me into music. Matthias, Keith Sanchez.
Yeah.
Todd Sanchez. I mean, those dudes, they shaped my life.
Heck yeah. And dude, like I said, it's a ripple effect. Dude, me and Buddha were laughing because he said he used to... I was like, dude, how did you get the name Buddha? Like, that's so random. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm like, you're not even like that fat. Like, what is the Buddha thing?
The Buddha day.
And he was like, dude, I used to be a lifeguard. And he was like, they told me to do a Buddha dance on the lifeguard. And he just like did some funky stuff. And he's like, dude, no one ever stopped calling me that.
Yep. Buddha's a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard.
Were you really?
Yeah, dude. It's funny. We all...
What's the craziest thing you ever did off the diving board? Did you ever full send it?
I think I never got past more than like a double, a 2.5.
Okay.
And a double gainer.
Damn.
But like, I never got past doubles.
That's crazy.
My dad taught me this thing where you like jump up, land on your ass on the fucking diving board, then you bounce off and then do a 1.5.
Damn.
So that was probably my like most tech trick.
Yeah.
that I had.
Heck yeah.
But shout out to my dad. He's the one who invented that. I had nothing to do with it. I just copied him.
That's punk, dude.
But the diving board, dude, I loved it.
Dude, I remember the lifeguards were the ones always hyping me up because I used to love going and just sending it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude, this is the best.
Because I'm kind of, similar to you, like that adrenaline. You know, what can get us to the next level?
You're like, am I going to bust and land on my back?
Yeah, and then
belly flop?
I'm going to try this today.
You're like, screw it, I'm going to do it.
I think the craziest thing I ever did, probably at the high school, was off the high dive. I did a front flip. And then I twisted, and then I did a back flip. And then I just like crazy. Ended it. That's so cool. I did like a front flip twist, and then I just sent it into like just a regular back flip. But dude, that to me, nothing got me going more than that, dude.
Some gymnast stuff right there. That's pretty sick.
And dude, it all just comes like with you just showing up with your boys, like, dude, I could do this, but like, do you think I could? Yeah. I've been doing this crazy twist.
You remember those like Friday night swims? How they used to have it like on like.
Heck yeah, Friday bro! I used to sneak in a bottle, bro, when I was a little kid, bro.
Yeah, I remember like we used to like.
Just kidding, mom. A bottle of water.
We would cruise around the pool for a little bit. But like we had gel in our hair, It's like because there's girls, and we're like trying to like talk to the girls, and I was like, dude, I always hated that though, because I was like, I want to be on the diving boards. I don't want to talk to these girls, dude. Yeah. I was like, these girls don't even like me, anyways. So I was just like, you know what? These guys, my friends with gel hair, they're lame. I'm going to the diving boards, dude. I was kind of just like, that was a short-lived little period of my life. I was like, you know what? I gotta be myself. This ain't me. Like, I'm not just the guy who was gonna just stand around and not get my hair wet. I was like, this is stupid.
Dude.
I was like, let's go party.
That's so funny, dude. One of my most memorable moments, like in high school, was at the night swim because I told you I was best friends. I still am like best friends with Mylan Chavez. Do you know Mylan? He was younger. Very well. He was kind of our age, but so we used to always, you know, the blend thing to do was like go to Sonic.
Yeah, totally.
And then go to where's the party, where's the pool, whatever. So we'd go to Sonic, and our plan was to go to the night swim. And I showed up to Sonic, and Mylan was late for whatever reason, and his girlfriend at the time was there. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with her. So we were sitting on the tailgate of my truck, and she was like, I don't think Mylan was dating her, but I think Mylan was talking to her, and she's like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend just showed up and he just pulled my hair and like told me blah blah blah, and like just threw me. And I was like, that's messed up. And he was like an older dude. I think he was a year older. He was already graduated. And she was like, I'm just like so hurt. And I'm like, don't worry, like just calming her down. Dude, literally as soon as she said that, her ex-boyfriend pulled up and he parked like in the center of Sonic and jumped out of the truck, and he grabbed her hair again, dude, and he threw her down. And he threw a swing at me, dude.
No way.
Out of nowhere, bro. Like, it happened so fast. And so he, like, grabbed her, threw a swing at me, like, on the tailgate of the truck. And I, like, ducked it. Luckily, like, just ducked it enough. And I just got a double leg, and I slammed him on his head, dude. And I slammed him hard, dude. And he was trying to run away, and I got him in a suplex, and I threw him back. And I was just like, you know, you're just like adrenaline. Like, you only have a split second to think. And I was welling on him, and then the cops arrested me. And it just like turned chaotic, and luckily there was enough people there that were like, no, dude, Josh was just chilling. Like, this guy just showed up and just tried to beat him up.
That's a typical Sonic.
Yeah, dude. And so they like ended up like taking him to jail or whatever, and then Mylan shows up, and I'm like, dude, I just had to fight some guy for you. I'm like, this guy just thought I was dating your girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you were here earlier, I'm like, you'd had to fight him. And he was like, thanks, bro.
He's
like, whatever.
Good thing I wasn't there, man. I'm glad you had it.
So I always got to hold that up about Mylan. I'm like, dude, I had to freaking drop someone for you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the perks of having wrestler friends, you know?
Dude, it's all about that double leg. Just kidding.
That double leg has helped me out a lot.
Yeah,
honestly, dude, I've gotten out of some situations with people that are much bigger than me.
Heck yeah.
The double leg
Gotta go for the legs, dude.
Take the legs out and crawl up their body, dude. And
that's it, dude.
You know, this is like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So that was and then after that we all went to the night swim, but it was like the best night ever, but it was just so funny, dude.
No, I know the vibe.
Yeah. It was a good feeling getting arrested and then getting released and then getting to do whatever I want. I feel like that doesn't happen a lot for kids.
Not often.
Once you get handcuffed, that's it, dude.
I've only been handcuffed twice in my life, and I didn't get
one was from an ex-girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding.
Shoplifting once when I was like 11.
Oh, 12. They got you in handcuffs, dude?
Yeah, Officer Roy. Remember Roy from Berlin? He lived at the high school.
Dude, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Was he kind of a heavier set guy?
Yeah, he's a big
Shout out to Roy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I stole from the Alco in Berlin.
Damn. What'd you have, dude?
I was stealing
a couple Red Bulls.
No, honestly, I was like, I think I was just taking some shit to just take some shit. So I took something I needed at the time. I was actually riding bulls at the time. I was rodeoing. I needed a new mouthpiece, a mouth guard, right? You know? So I got this mouth. I was like, oh, I need this mouth guard. And I'm there with my stepbrother. I'm like, dude, I'm going to just take this, right? And then fucking put it down my pants. We're walking out. And the guy's like, hey, stop, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I don't got nothing. You know what I mean?
At the time, you're just like...
Yeah, and then sure enough, he's like, oh, watch. And I'm just a little kid, so I broke down. I was like, yeah, okay, this is it.
Damn.
And he's like, why are you stealing this? I was just like... I still lied. I was like, it's for wrestling. Even though I wasn't even wrestling at that time. I was just like, it's for something else. And he's like, man, your dad would have been proud of you knowing that you're wrestling. He probably would have bought this for you. Why are you stealing? I was like, yeah, I was stealing because my dad's in Albuquerque. And I'm looking for something to do. You know what I mean? I was hanging out. Was
it just like catch and release back then? They got to call your mom?
They ended up taking me to the jail because my parents were in Albuquerque. And there was no cell phones. You know what I mean? Back then. So like, I ended up being in a cell with like this old.
You're 13?
I was like 11, 12, dude. They put me in a cell with this like older drunk Indian dude. He's got like one shoe on.
That's almost more irresponsible, dude.
It was
putting
crazy.
You in a cell with
So I'm like with
psycho.
this guy, and he's just like sleeping, whatever. And then they like bring me out of that cell eventually, and then they chain me to a cement block.
Dude.
With fucking, it's like chains and handcuffs, and then they gave me fucking literally toothbrushes to clean the floor. I was literally cleaning this floor in jail.
Hey, shout out to Belen, child labor.
Child labor. I mean, I'm pretty sure like half the things that happened that day were pretty like
Over the top, for sure.
Over the top. When the guy who was like trying to find this thing, I was like, at first I was like, I don't have anything, you know. So he like, I saw you put in your pants. He grabbed my pants and like pulled to like look to see it. I'm like,
damn, homie.
you know what I mean? And at that time I didn't really think much of it. I was just like,
dude, if there was cameras,
yeah. But I'm like, now I'm like, grow up. I was like, yo, you don't do that to kids, dude. That's weird.
Let me see what's in there.
Yeah, I'm like,
hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, dude, that was crazy. And then the next time I got arrested, it was 2015, and I was
it a summer day?
Augusta Springs. It was a summer day. I was on my way back from Sturgis. I was on a motorcycle trip, man. We had just rode like 3,000 miles. Last night of the trip, supposed to come home the next morning. We went out for dinner, and yeah, we didn't come back from
checkpoint.
We didn't come back from dinner. No checkpoint. I actually wrecked.
Oh.
Totaled my bike, my brand new Harley that I just
Damn,
bought that year.
Dude. Oh, that one hurts.
But yeah, dude, it was just a series of stupid events that I learned from, and I'm
so we'll be selling ATG mugshots. Me and Kevin. Just kidding.
Cool part about that one is I didn't have to go to jail. They took me to the hospital, draw my blood, you know. They're like, yeah, you're drunk.
And then they just kind of bonded you out.
And then he's like, you want to go to jail or you want me to take you back to your friend? And I was like, well, yeah, take me back to my friend, you know. The perks of being in a small mountain town.
Yeah.
So
nowadays.
that was it, dude. I learned my lesson on that one for sure.
Damn. Do you still ride bikes or no?
Yeah, I bought a bike a week later. I bought another bike.
What do you, Harley, or are you like more speed bike?
I'm more into Harleys.
Cruisers?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. But
well, I already know how you are, but like just to get something to...
Harleys is like
you're not like popping front wheelies on Central, or are you about that life?
I mean, yeah, I like to pop a wheelie on a Harley.
I hope I'm not inspiring him to like do it tonight.
I mean, on the Harley, yeah, I'm still the same way.
You guys gonna see me and Kevin go viral tonight?
Dude, let's do it. I mean, I got two of them. Let's go. Awesome wheelies, dude. Just little
me and Kevin are gonna go viral, it's gonna be on the mountain.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yeah, so
we should.
We've been putting out some videos. Shout out to New Mexico Snowboarding. They just reshared my video. First time back on the mountain in 3 years, so I just want to say shout out to the community.
That's what's up.
You know, I want to have someone around you or someone like you around me to kind of like, you know, bring me down when I need to be brought down, and then also like know what I'm capable of. Because it's like one extreme to the other, you know. I'm either around people who are like can't stand and I'm just chilling, or I'm around people who are like, send it, do a front flip. You know what I mean?
I feel like I have a good balance of those things. I'd like to ride with you for sure.
Yeah, we'll go a couple times. My homie just got he's got a drone, so we got some sick drone footage.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been wanting to get like a drone that would just do like follow cam stuff and stuff.
Insane. The follow cam drone footage, next level. Or even just like my friend, he could just like pinpoint where we are and then just zoom out and keep the camera on us and stuff.
That's cool.
You know, I'm just the lucky guy who just gets to.
Yeah, I'm not like too informed on all that tech.
Yeah, me either.
But it's fucking cool when I see it.
But I'm telling you one thing: once there's a camera on me, it gets a little dicey.
Right. Yeah.
That's probably the reason why that video was what it was. You know, once I know the camera's recording, it's like, okay, we're gonna level up a little bit.
You got to perform, dude. Once I hit the record button, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of my biggest inspirations. I've talked about it so many times on the pod, but one of my biggest inspirations as a kid, especially like 6th, 7th grade, was Jackass 2. Just pressing record on the camera, capturing moments. You know, YouTube wasn't really super big, but we had MTV, we had Spike TV, you know, and so you know, your cousin has like Tim Henry had a, you know, recording capability back in the day. His parents bought him one. Dude, that was gold to us, dude. We're just like, and we had so many videos that were lost, you know, of us just skateboarding and eating shit and whatever.
Yeah.
But like looking back, like I feel like that might have spiked like my level of like, let's push it to the next level.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, I've always kind of been on that tip just from like growing up on skating and snowboarding since I was at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up, I think, in the video era.
Yeah.
In like the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was watching like some of the first snowboard videos that were like really popping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, whoa, like the music.
Paul Rodriguez used to drop some sick
skating,
videos back in the day.
Like the snowboarding, just everything, the clothes that everybody's wearing, the style, the skits.
Dude, it was so cool. That's what it was. It was like part talent, part skit, part comedy.
Yeah,
it was everything
great.
all in one. How can we make this?
So that that all inspired me like at a young age, just to be like, oh, let's bust out cameras.
It's time to put on.
Do this. Like,
so would you say that like
silly like
would you say even like now who you are with music, snowboarding? We haven't really talked about surfing, but you also surf. Like, knowing that you're on the moment under pressure, would you say you do better or worse? Like, what type of mentality do you have?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like if someone says, "Hey, I'm recording this," go.
When it comes to music, it's definitely a lot more pressure, and I feel like I would be comfortable with more takes than just one take when it comes to music for sure. But if I don't know that that's happening, it's usually the first take that's always the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anytime we play a song for the first time, even like a song that we have recorded and honed in and practiced, I feel like it's never quite as good as that very first time that we had it, like where we played it through and we're like, dude, we should make this a song. That was so sick. Like, it's never that sick again.
Yeah.
I don't know if other musicians and bands feel that way, but I'm sure they do. Like,
yeah, I'm sure they could take it.
Because you're just in that moment where you're just like, this is raw.
Well, dude, with music,
maybe somebody shows up and they start playing something like,
dude, I'm such a big fan of energy. Like with music, when there's energy in the room and everyone's on that same frequency, there's only that one chance you could capture that. And then they want, okay, capture it, do that same thing again. And you're like, oh, like that was it. We all were just on that. Exactly. And then to get everyone back, it might take a couple tries. I could see that. Totally. I could see that.
Like for me, when I'm in that zone, I'm almost not even present.
Yeah.
I'm so present that I'm not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just like, we'll stop and then be like, that was great. Let's do it again. I was like, what was I even playing? What were you playing? I don't even remember. Like, that was just like we were there and now we're not. So
that's so funny.
How are we going to get back there again? Did somebody record that? Because I don't remember.
Dude, I'm kind of in the middle. So like, so I get vitamin IVs like monthly. I know at the spot. Shout out to Round 2 IV Wellness. But I was one of their first members or whatever, and they like wanted me to do a commercial. Mm-hmm. And dude, I could not do it. Like knowing that they're like talking to the camera and tell us whatever. But like whenever someone says press record, or whenever I know I'm on the spot for something that I'm like super passionate about, like snowboarding or even podcasting, I will lock in, dude. It's crazy. Like, but if it's something where it's like, okay, do this now. Yeah. Like I can't. But if I'm like shredding and I'm on the mountain and my friend's like, all right, go for it, I'll just do it, dude.
Yeah. Snowboarding, I think I've just been doing snowboarding so long that I don't really have a problem with snowboarding.
It doesn't phase you as much. It doesn't phase you as much.
I grew up doing competitions and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So
dude, this guy was on the mountain in 6th grade shredding hard, bro. Me and Kevin was... So what? How old were you when you first ever showed up at the mountain? I know when your parents used to drop you off.
I was 6 years old the first time I went snowboarding.
That's insane, bro.
This is my 30th season.
That's insane, dude. 30th.
This is my 30th season. Yeah.
That's an accomplishment. That's how old I am.
Thank you, Dad. But yeah. So.
Wait. I don't know what I even got on here. Sorry.
But yeah, he took me out. He had just quit skiing. Him and my brother.
So your dad had got that experience in life a little bit, but he wanted you guys to get a feel.
He had already skied. My older brother, I'm the youngest in my family, so like my older brother, my older cousins, their friends, the Stoic Frame guys who I previously mentioned plenty of times. They were all, this is what they were doing. It was the new thing. Snowboarding was coming up, early 90s.
Dude, this is whenever they first started allowing snowboarders to even shred. Back in the day, it was like skiers only. No one else can come to.
It was funny because I still
used to be like that
mindset where I'm still like, I see a skier and I spray him. Like, I can't help it, dude. I'm so like ingrained in that. And like I said, I'm passionate.
You have that generational.
I'm like, dude, this is what we do. You know what I mean? We come out here, we
cause chaos,
cause
bump into
chaos,
JBL.
we throw some snow on some people's face. There's a little kid sitting there, I'll spray him. I don't care. Like, whatever. It's gonna give that kid some character. It's gonna be like, hey,
I'm gonna get you back.
People did that to me when I was little. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Is what it is.
It's a culture.
It's part of the culture. And we're keeping that alive. Like, I don't want people to be soft and be like, excuse me, oh yeah, go ahead. Like, sure, there's a time and a place for that, and it's nice, but like, and I'm not saying disrespect people by any means, but have fun.
Dude, I just think of kind of like what you just described. I mean, I don't know if you have or haven't seen it, but Lords of Dogtown.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies. But it's like the culture of like what skateboarding was, and then what those guys just showed up and brought set the pace of the whole culture forever. Yeah, you know what I mean? But if everyone just staying polite and was like, yeah, I'm going to do a little thing,
No,
like,
we're the counterculture, man.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of rebelness to grow something.
Exactly.
That's what so if you guys get dusted on Santa Fe, don't be mad.
If you get dusted by a guy, Santa Fe.
It's for the culture.
It's for the culture, all right?
That's what we bring. Dude, but you said you were even shredding in Maui too? Hitting up the waves?
Yeah, so we got to get some surfing in Maui. And
that's
back
sick,
in 2021, dude. Right after the pandemic, there was nobody there.
That's crazy.
It's probably one of the best trips I think I may have ever taken.
Were the waves decent out there?
Oh, the waves at that time, it was actually their biggest swell in like over a decade. So we actually got to go out to Piahi, which is Jaws, huge fucking wave, dude. I mean, this thing is like, when we were there, it was 60 foot to 70 foot faces.
Damn, dude.
I mean,
That's
talking
huge.
Dude, this wave is no joke. If you guys have never heard
if it's
Piahi
even 10 foot, you're
like it's huge.
So you had to level up.
So like this is like, I mean, I was definitely not surfing this. Believe me, it's pros in the water. Some of my favorite surfers, which was cool. I got to watch them surf.
That's sick.
Kai Lenny, the Florence brothers, Nathan Florence, John was out there. I mean, like all these guys who I just look up to. You know what I mean? I was like, what?
That's
getting towed in. There's guys paddling in. I mean,
did they have their mask on?
Yeah, they had their mask on. They're being super safe. And yeah, no, it was crazy. We're just up on this hill. You just take this super long walk through these pineapple fields down this trail.
Was it on the north side of Maui?
It is on like the
opposite of Lahaina. Oh, okay, northwest. Yep, that makes sense. Because I remember one of the days we drove around and they were pointing out the waves and they were saying like this is like where they have the pro surf comps, like, a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Because seasonally, like the waves just get insane.
I think it's in the northwest. I could be wrong, and I could be messing it up.
I think any side, anything on the north
west
side.
You know what? I think Jaws is on the east side.
Jaws, Jauz,
Jaws, or Piahi is its original Hawaiian name. But
that's sick.
Dude,
I've only ever
it's crazy. It's the craziest wave. It's like a bowl shaped type wave. It just comes in. It's perfect, super nice right hand.
And you can ride it out longer with the bowls, right?
You can ride it out pretty decently long, but the thing is that wave crashes up against the cliffs and the rocks. So, like, if you get caught on the inside...
got to know when to bail.
Those guys can... Yeah, I mean, it's deadly wave for sure. And those guys who ride that wave, they're riding with life preservers. They have CO2 thing. They pull a rip cord. It inflates, brings them to the top. And even then, they're still getting...
I need to start wearing a helmet. I had a lot of people give me crap this last weekend.
You're not wearing a helmet snowboarding? I got into wearing a helmet because of competitions. They would make us wear helmets.
Okay.
And then it kind of just
stuck.
I was like, oh, you know what? This is nice. And then I ride trees a lot. Like, trees is my primary area. So to have a helmet on, you hit those low branches, you just throw your head down, bust the branch.
Like it's
You know what I mean? Instead of busting your head. That. So like,
I don't know.
And then too, I've hit my head so many times. I've had countless concussions.
Yeah.
So from motorcycle accidents to when I used to rodeo, I used to ride when I was riding bulls. I got a horn right into my forehead, dude. All the way to my skull. Dude, the doctor actually let me touch my skull, dude, which is.
I didn't know
crazy.
You went that hard in bull riding.
Yeah, I think when that happened, I was like 13.
Yeah, I went to junior bulls. That was the highest I went, and I got my arm stomped on one year, and I couldn't wrestle for half the year, and I'll never forget that because I remember all my friends wrestling, and I couldn't wrestle that winter, and I was like,
yeah,
my dad told me, he's like, dude, he's like, you're either gonna choose bull riding or wrestling. We're not doing this in between half season, you know.
Yeah, because we're both in.
So I was like, all right, I guess I'll wrestle. But dude, to the skull, dude, that's hardcore.
So I got concussions fairly easy after that
incident.
But I got my nuts stepped on once.
Oh, dude.
I got hung up, dude.
You got lane frosted?
I got lane frosted. 8 seconds.
Dude.
I got hung up, and I'm just going with this.
Just hearing that just made my...
It just ripped out. My hand just came out of the rope.
Yeah.
Ended up on my back, and I still can remember like this bull. His name is Mighty Mouse.
Oh.
And he just jumped up and front foot, dude, just boom. It was like, dude.
Was it instant, or was it like, did it take a second for you to like comprehend what the hell just happened?
It was, I don't even know. It was just like it happened and you just roll over, you know, and you're just like, oh, just waiting for the pain to settle in. And
that gives
I just
me
remember the bullfighters coming in and like picking me up, and they're like, stand on your toes
tough,
and
you're good, you're a cowboy.
Click your heels and like all this
jump on your
shit.
heels.
Yeah, everyone's got all these
do
dumb remedies.
Jacks.
I'm like, dude, this ain't working.
You're like, bro.
And I just still remember like going to dinner after that with my dad, and he's laughing at me. And you know what I mean? And like my left. It got more of the left side than any side. So like, I couldn't even lift up my left leg to like step up the curb.
Is that why you walk like that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just like, I got like,
you got
some extras. There's like some extra
low hanging fruit
in there, dude. Yeah, it hangs a little bit better on that side.
Dude, I remember my uncle. So my uncle, he used to ride with Lane Frost. He was a professional bull rider, and he was the only professional bull rider in the family. And so he was so excited once I started riding bulls, and he was like, you're going to be the next world champ. You're a wrestler. And so he would like tie my hand in a suicide wrap.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not going to let go even if you wanted to. Like, and he was so proud of that. And I was just like freaking out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I used to do that, right?
Yeah, I remember letting go, and I was still on, dude. Like, there was no, like, it was so waxed up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I'm glad I got out of that game before I had any metal in my body.
Honestly, me too, man.
I feel like I've never met a professional bull rider lifelong that doesn't have metal in their body permanently.
I have this idea to do a music video where we're all riding bulls, but nobody's down to do it yet.
If you need a backup rider, hey, if you need me to put Miles's face on my body,
dude, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Miles, I need permission, bro.
Dude, it'd be sick. I don't know. I still want to get on a bull.
Heck
like,
yeah.
One of these days in the near future, I want to get like on, a practice bull that's not too crazy. Just that feeling is crazy,
I'm
right?
From a true adrenaline junkie, though.
You sit on that animal, dude, and like you just feel it breathing under you, and you're just like, holy shit, this thing is like, this is real deal. All right,
the most addicting thing is you don't know what's gonna happen. No one in the world knows what's gonna happen.
Yep.
It's only about reacting to what is happening. In snowboarding, surfing, you're like, when it does this, I'm gonna hit this. When you jump on a bull, you don't know if that thing's gonna burst left, burst right, go straight. You're just on it, dude, and you're just holding on. And
there's those bulls that are like
taking me back, dude.
Most
it's crazy.
of the time it goes left, but it's not always the case,
Yeah, sometimes
it just goes straight, or you drop a shoulder and turn the other way, and it's like, damn, dude, this is crazy.
Dude, but miss my brain.
But bull riding was fun. Did some team roping for a little bit.
That's sick.
That was cool. After the bull riding,
My dad's still trying to reel me in, dude. He's like this.
You should do it, man. I want to get back into it.
Dude, all my dad's friends have missing fingers.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know if I want like a missing finger right now.
Get that
We'll
dally,
see.
dude.
We'll see, bro. We'll get it down.
On the dally.
I know I got the best coach in New Mexico, but we'll see what happens. Shout out to Papa Griego.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, your dad's super cool. I remember him helping us out wrestling when I was a kid and stuff, and he was just always
yeah.
just
It's
super
probably
positive
similar to
guy,
your dad,
dude.
you
He's just
know? I
always
mean,
in
the
a
way
good
you
mood.
describe your dad.
Yeah.
Probably similar.
He's
cool.
cool.
I know James' dad's super jacked, big old dude. Or I don't know if that was your dad. One of you guys, or I don't know if you guys were all jacked, but I just remember I'm like, these guys are what's up. You
Yeah.
know?
My dad and all his brothers, pretty much.
Yeah.
They all wrestled. They all played football.
Yeah.
And they all worked outside. So
It's
they're,
crazy because you like now looking back, you're like, I don't want to be too hard on my kids. I don't want to push them. But then you look at your dad, and then it's like, well, if my dad wouldn't have pushed me or popped wheelies on the bike while I was on the front, you know, I wouldn't be who I am. So I'm in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I have all girls and we could just go to ballet,
Right.
you know.
The cool thing about my dad is he never like pushed me to do anything. I always pushed him.
He said, "Are you in or you not?"
I always pushed him to do stuff. Like I see him, I'd be like, "Dad, let's go pop a wheelie. Let's go do this." You know what I mean? And like the cool thing is, he always. And if I had some crazy idea, like my dad wasn't a rodeo guy or a bull rider,
Yeah.
but I wanted to do it, and he would take me. Like anytime I had an idea, he would just be like, "All right, let's go. Like,
That's
you want to
sick.
try that? Sure." And like, I don't know. Are you sure you think you could do that? I'm like, I could do this. And he's like, "All right."
That's sick.
He'd take me
dude.
to skate parks, you know. He'd take me snowboarding.
Hell
he'd
yeah.
Take me to go rodeo. Whatever I want to try is like, give it a shot. Like,
Yo, shout out to the ATG fam. If you want your kids to end up like me and Kevin, just do what your kids
Yeah.
want, baby.
That's right. just let him have fun.
Episode 65, everyone. Kevin, can you drop your IG? I know you got the rhythms. What is it? KVN drums and stuff.
Yeah, KVN
_ drums and stuff.
DRUMM.
I'll drop them in the bio, so don't worry about it too much.
Kevin drums and stuff. But yeah, if you want to follow what's really going on, I don't post a lot, but the Rhythms Music is who you want to mostly be following.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to catch us live as far as the music goes. But I usually reposting
Yeah.
like what shows we have coming up.
What was the
this and that.
OnlyFans link again?
My OnlyFans link is Big K Dog.
Big Daddy Longstroke.
Big Daddy Long Stroke.
No,
You know where
guys,
to
go
find
follow
us.
Kevin. Go follow the Rhythms. Go follow all the local New Mexico bands. Everyone who watches this knows what's up. You know, I just want to give a shout out to all the fans. Everyone who's subscribed so far. You guys have been such a big support to us, and let's just keep this going, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. ATG episode 65.
Yeah.